Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. DAPs.
I'm Caitie.
And we are...
Dave Filoni.
Yes. Be one with the Dave. Not that Dave. Because there's also, I realized, the Dave from Wendy's.
What?
Dave?
What Dave from Wendy's?
The guy that used to run Wendy's and be in all the commercials.
Oh.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave
well,
Smith?
I don't...
Dave, is that his name?
I'm sorry. Did anybody, when we said Dave, did anybody think of Dave from Wendy's first?
No, but it just popped into my head.
Howdy?
Does Dave Filoni have an accent like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, Dave Filoni just talks like a normal dude.
He does. And loves Star Wars.
And he loves his cowboy hats.
I have been disappointed in some of the behind-the-scenes features lately, though, where he hasn't been wearing a cowboy hat.
It's upsetting when he doesn't wear a cowboy hat.
Like, when he wears a baseball hat, I'm very confused.
I go, no.
Or no hat.
Dave Filoni.
Dave Thomas. Thank you, Roger.
Dave Filoni forgets the rules.
Yes.
He may only wear a cowboy hat.
That is it. So, in honor of Dave Filoni tonight, we are wearing our cowboy hats because this is the week of Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah!
Are you ready to celebrate Star Wars?
No! I'm scared.
It'll be fun. The great thing about Star Wars Celebration is it's literally what the name says. It's a celebration of Star Wars, and nothing else really matters.
Yeah, I this is gonna be my first celebration, so I'm very excited.
You can literally do nothing and have a blast at Star Wars Celebration.
Like that's kind of my plan.
People watch, go to the booths.
I got into 2 pretty big panels, and those are my only plans for
those are good.
The whole 4 days.
That is very good.
As I go, and then I'll just sit around, and I'm gonna put a lot of glitter on my face because I've got this. You can't see it, but it's on my face, and it's this like space glitter. There's like little stars in the glitter. I'm gonna wear lots of that to Star Wars Celebration.
I am not,
because this is like. So last week, a lot of people went to Vegas for the Electric Daisy Carnival, also known as EDC, where they play EDM music and they wear lots of glitter and they wear lots of fun outfits. This is not EDC.
Okay. But before we get into Star Wars, we're going to talk about some other stuff that was going on in the last week. One of them being is the return of Ghost Town Alive to Knott's Berry Farm. So double reason to wear the cowboy hats. But we were covering that on Saturday at Knott's Berry Farm. It was a lot of fun. What was your favorite part of the day, Caitie?
Oh my gosh, what was my favorite part of the day?
I don't know.
I
actually think Ghost Town Alive was my favorite part of the day.
Oh, well, absolutely. Well, I was thinking of a specific part of Ghost Town Alive.
Oh, okay.
I think actually one of my favorite parts of
I know my specific moment.
My specific moment is we walked into the bank and there was
that's not my specific moment, but
Wisconsin Wes was sitting there, and there was some children that had been given the deed to the bank, and we had walked in, and apparently these children had also let people rob the bank. And so Wisconsin Wes looks at us and says,
I tell you,
do you guys think that robbing banks is okay? And we all kind of went, well, no. And he went, see, robbing banks is bad. It's very funny.
My favorite moment is we delivered mail to Levi.
Ooh, at the post office.
We're at the post office, delivering mail and helping him write a letter to his beloved. There was a person in there that was two people in there, and the common thing that we heard when the
Levi the postmaster,
thank you, would ask them if he could help them, they would just say, "No, I'm just looking." In the post office.
He said, that's a weird thing to say in a post office.
That was me.
No, I thought he said those weird things to say in a post office.
He
said in a government agency. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, this is all very weird because why are you just looking in the bank? Yeah, it was very entertaining, and then they have a big hoedown at the end of the day every day.
Yeah,
and they pick the new mayor, and
which is very fun.
They dance and all of that fun stuff. And
they do a snake that goes, or a serpentine that goes all the way to the Birdcage Theater and back. It's kind of nuts. It also, stuff like that sometimes puts it into perspective how not large of a theme park Knott's Berry Farm is.
Or how fast they're moving also.
Also that.
I mean, because that is a bit of a walk.
That's true.
But yeah, it was very funny to watch and fun to watch. And it's really cool how into it people get like they get all into like robbing banks and delivering mail and running for sheriff. And I can't tell you how many
The
people.
schoolhouse.
So they gave us these really cool media badges that look like a sheriff.
Well, they are a
star.
sheriff badge.
It does say sheriff, but it also says media very clearly right there. And I can't tell you how many people came up to me asking if I was the sheriff and where the jail was or what something was. And at first I was trying to like divert them and be like, not me, whatever. And then it was just a lost cause. So I just started answering questions.
Also, I would love to make a recommendation that if you go to
should have worn this one and been the marshal.
If you go to Knott's Berry Farm, I don't know how long.
If you go.
I don't know how long it's going to be
this
there.
summer.
But the boysenberry ranch water, if you are over the age of 21, very tasty.
Yes.
It was really good. It's kind of like a more flavored seltzer type thing, but good. I don't know. I just enjoyed it. And also there wasn't a ton of boysenberry everything. Obviously, because this isn't Boysenberry Festival. This is Ghost Town Alive and not Summer Nights. So if you're craving something boysenberry, it's a good choice.
That is very true. I agree completely. Yeah, what else? Those were really the highlights for me. Like I thought the Ghost Town
Alive. We did less
was,
of Summer Nights. We ate for Summer Nights.
Yeah, and we could hear the music, but we didn't really watch it. And Hiatus was there, and they're fun. And yeah, all around, it's a great place to go this summer. If you get a chance, stop on by, check it out, and participate in Ghost Town Alive. Like they will meet you at whatever level you want to participate in, but it's very fun to get into it, even if it's just delivering mail. And it's kind of one of those things where it might not be your natural bent to get into this theater of life type thing. But really, like, you don't have to act. You're like, here, take this thing over to this other place, and you just do it. And then they talk to you and they do all the hard stuff.
I was gonna say, they will do all of the hard things. It's just fun.
Yep.
And I think that more people that are interested in theme parks should go to Ghost Town Alive, because Ghost Town Alive is just, it's really awesome. It's getting to support like 15 to 25 like live actors that are carrying on a story for 8 hours.
It's really fun,
which I think is the coolest thing in the entire world. Like 8-hour freeform improv. It's like guided by a general story.
There is structure to it.
There's some structure, but it's like there's a vague story, and then there's.
Well, and I will say this: it was really amazing too how the townsfolk knew a lot of people's names, either from previous years, but I think also they just were really good at learning them, because like when you'd go to a place, they would ask what your name was, and I have a feeling that's so that if they saw you again, they could continue the story with you in it, and that was really cool too.
We were at the bank again, and Wisconsin West, there was a little girl that walked in, and he remembered her name and was like, I'm so sorry, I'm about to take a picture with these people, like, is it okay? We will get back to, and like reference something that they were talking about earlier.
He also had the biggest bandana I think I've ever seen.
It was a really big bandana. Yeah. It was a very large bandana. We actually have a picture with him that we should post, because it was very fun.
That is true. That's a good idea.
It is a good idea, right?
Maybe it'll go up soon. Watch the Geeks Corner Instagram.
It was fun.
And maybe the website. We'll put it on the website too.
Mayhaps.
That'd be fun. All right. Moving right along. This started on Friday, and also on Friday, Chippendale Rescue Rangers arrived on Disney Plus. This was a comeback 30 years in the making, as we've been told now for a couple of months. And we've both watched said movie. And what'd you think, Katie?
I have not given you my thoughts.
No.
I waited to give you my thoughts on camera.
Star Wars.
Star Wars is great, guys. So here, thought it was a very clever movie. Thought it was a very funny movie. Did I think it was a great movie? No, I did not. You know what I did love though? The ending. No, it's not me being funny. I don't mean like, oh, I loved the ending. The ending, and I don't want to spoil this for anybody, but the ending was something that I feel like Bailey sure loved a whole lot.
There you go.
Yeah. But I don't know. I loved the in-jokes, the references. I really liked all of the like IP. I thought like there's a lot of stuff that just like made me laugh. Like Jinx, you owe me a non-branded soda.
Yeah, that was funny.
There was lots of things that I like genuinely laughed at, and it was very funny. But if we're going to play the comparison game, the last thing of this realm was Roger Rabbit, was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit did it very, very, very well, to the point where I was just comparing it the whole time. And I just don't think that it could ever live up to those standards.
I agree. I found myself thinking back to Roger Rabbit as well, and I really enjoyed this movie. There were some things that I kind of was surprised that Disney let happen.
I agree.
Like, just from a protecting your brand standpoint.
Yeah.
On the flip side, there were also some really cool cameos and guest stars from other companies that I thought was amazing. Like, there's kind of the hero, I guess you could say, that does not come from the Walt Disney Company, and that was amazing. And I loved all the different animation styles and eras that were represented. I thought that was super cool. I actually thought the story moved along just fine. There weren't any surprises in it. Like, if I were to criticize it, I'd be like, well, yeah, this was fairly predictable. Like, it kind of, it's what I thought it would be.
That's fair.
Like, it's fun. It's a Saturday Night Live movie done by Saturday Night Live guys, people, whatever you want to say. They're having fun with it. You're going to have a good time watching it. Is it going to win any awards? Not a chance. Is it going to go down as a classic? I don't know. Like, I don't think so personally, but people seem to be liking it a whole lot more than I did. And I didn't dislike it. I just didn't think it was as revolutionary as some people are making it out to
And
be.
when the movie ended, I didn't go, ugh, I just wasted an hour and a half.
No, I thought it was great.
I had fun the whole time.
Yep.
I don't know. It wasn't my favorite movie that I've seen in the last month.
So you liked Multiverse better?
I don't know. Actually. Yeah?
I did.
I don't know. I liked them for different reasons. That's why it's hard for me to compare. Because this is like a fun, like, have a good time, grab some snacks, eat some ice cream, like, make it a movie night type of deal. As where Multiverse of Madness is more like scary. You've been building up to this moment, like, ooh, spooky, stressful action. I think it would be quicker to put on Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers as like a background type of thing than I would Multiverse of Madness.
Except I'd want to stop and actually like pay attention to what's going on in the background in some of the scenes, because
that's fair.
Some of the cameos that were in there were
they're really good.
Really good. And yeah, I think there were some choices made that just kind of kept it from going into the category of greatness for me. One of them being the main villain. Like that I just felt was,
I didn't love the villain.
Yeah. And
or
like,
the motive.
Yes. I just thought there were some missteps that were very Saturday Night Live and actually very funny and entertaining, but from a bigger picture of Disney and protecting the brand and the history of Disney and the people that are in it, I wasn't such a huge fan of some of that. But
yeah, I agree.
What I was a huge fan of, though, was both Chip and Dale in their Rescue Ranger outfits are in Disney California Adventure. And that was fun to see over the weekend.
They're so cute.
They are really cute. And that was really, I think, a highlight as much as the movie in some ways.
I loved it.
I think the last time we saw them was that 90s night?
Yeah, that was the last time we saw them, was at 90s night. So I think 10 out of 10. I think that it's really fun. I think the Chipmunks are having a lot of fun in those costumes, which I don't blame them. I don't know what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Great.
But you like them in the park.
I think it's so fun.
Good.
Oh, I do know what I was gonna say. So here's my confession that I gave to you while I was watching the movie last night. I have not seen any of the Disney Afternoon.
No DuckTales.
No DuckTales. No Rescue Rangers.
Woo!
No Rescue Rangers. No. Gosh, what else is Disney Afternoon? Gummy Bears. Yeah, I have not. I was just the wrong age for Disney.
It was a really good Monkers cameo.
Yeah.
Totally whack.
Unfamiliar. I was the wrong age for Disney Afternoon. So that
Guess
was
what? Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus.
You
Yes,
can catch up.
with all of the time that I have. I'll just kind of take a month off and I'll just watch
Perfect.
all of the Clone Wars, all of Rebels, all of the Disney afternoon shows that I haven't watched. It'll be great.
Totally. All right, let's move on. Star Wars Celebration begins in a day and a half. Thursday morning, bright and early, thousands and thousands of Star Wars fans will descend on the Anaheim Convention Center, and they will keep descending on the Anaheim Convention Center through Sunday. And a lot of them will then head on over to Disneyland, probably, if it's like last time they were in Anaheim. But I did an article today on what to remember to bring to Star Wars Celebration. I won't get into all of those things, but do remember to hydrate, bring extra batteries, and a bag to carry stuff, and the rest you can check out on the article. But here is my question for you, Katie.
Okay.
You have 4 days of all Star Wars.
Okay.
What is the one thing that you hope to see and or experience?
You already know. You already know what like my goal is for Star Wars Celebration that you disapprove of.
Oh, if that's what you want to do. Oh, yeah. I don't care.
I want to get a tattoo at Star Wars Celebration.
There you
Will
go.
it happen? Who knows? Ideally, like something like a little flash tattoo. Like I don't want to spend hours getting tattooed at a convention. But who knows if that's actually going to happen? I don't know. I mean, I have plenty of time. I'm only 25. I have plenty of time to get more tattoos. But I think it'd be a really cool living souvenir. What's yours?
A room full of droids.
I've heard it's not a tale the Jedi would tell you. No, I have heard of this room
Like,
full of
I actually thought
droids.
you were going to go that way for a minute because, like, can you just imagine walking into this big room and there's hundreds of R2 units, many of them R2D2.
Well, and now my thing at work is that I R2 scream.
Yeah.
So like,
And maybe there'll be a BB-8. Maybe there'll be I don't
would
know.
vomit. I would vomit. I would be so excited if I saw a BB unit.
Like, those are so cool.
I would probably
And they all
cry.
they all do stuff.
Yeah, I would cry. I don't even know how I would react.
So the last time they were in Anaheim, I was talking to some of the guys that built these droids, and I was like, so entry level, what are we talking?
$5,000.
$5,000.
Which is nuts.
Yeah. You could buy a car for that.
Yeah.
Maybe not right now, but normally you could buy a car for that.
You could buy the one in Galaxy's Edge for $25,000.
Yeah, but then you don't get the joy of building it and deciding what it's going to do.
True.
Yeah.
I will also say for Star Wars Celebration, an important thing to remember to bring, if you are in the Anaheim area, well, today's over. If you're in the Anaheim area tomorrow from like 2 to 6, I think is the time, go take your vaccination status down at the Anaheim Convention Center. Go check in. Go get your vaccinated wristband. Make sure that you get that before you head in because you either need a negative test or proof of full vaccination.
Yes.
So make sure that you have all your ducks in a row for that. That was a terrible time to cough. Oh my God. Anyway, make sure you have all your ducks in a row for that. I know some people like don't carry their vaccination cards everywhere. I don't get that. I carry mine everywhere.
It doesn't fit in my wallet.
Oh, mine does. But yes, make sure that you get all of your things done and taken care of so that you have minimal stress this weekend.
Yes.
Good job.
Anything else you're looking forward to?
Well, I mean, should I say the panels I got into?
Sure.
Cool. I got into the Lucasfilm Presents panel, so all of like the big news of the lineups and all of those things that are happening for Lucasfilms. I also got into what I am personally most excited about for the whole weekend.
That's the day you have to wear the hat.
Yes, this day I'm gonna wear the hat.
That's the day you have to wear the
I
hat.
got into the Mandalorian panel with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, which, as everyone has ever heard me say, Mandalorian is my favorite piece of Star Wars canon. Like it's just my happy Star Wars. I love it very, very much.
And I do think of all of the panels the weekend, that's probably one where you might get the most news to come out of it. I think there's a very distinct possibility for that. So that will be interesting to see if anything that might.
I'm coming in with literal no expectations. I'm
I
coming
have such
in.
high expectations.
I'm coming in just going, hee hee. If I see an old clip of Mando, I will be happy. Like if they showed me like episode 2 of The Mandalorian, I would be like, wow, I've seen this before. Yay! I would take it. Because I'm a simple man. Okay? I'm in a cowboy hat. I want to be a cowboy, baby. Ask me how many times I said that on Saturday.
Like glaze over.
I said it a lot. But yeah, no, I truly have no. I could just sit in a room with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, and I could just stare at them while they do nothing, and I'd be like, Star Wars cinema. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a really lame Star Wars fan. I expected nothing.
But that's the way it should be. It should be you're a fan, and it doesn't really matter. Because at the end of the day, if you like something, great, and who cares what else anybody says. And I actually think that, hey, I like Kermit, great. That shouldn't be like, I don't really like when people are like, well, I don't like that, so you shouldn't. And if that's the way you want to do Star Wars, great. And I think that should be a more universal approach is like, hey, you like this? Great. Not the I don't like this, so you shouldn't like this. You're a bad Star Wars fan.
I can't wait for
Do you agree?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I 100% agree.
Okay.
Because when people
I
say
thought you were changing the subject.
No, when people hear me say that I connected with the sequel trilogy the most, people hear me say that The Force Awakens is my favorite movie of the Skywalker saga, people get upset.
You know what's funny though?
What?
Is I get at least probably 2 or 3 comments a day on the trailer for the first trailer for the Force Awakens from Downtown Disney.
Yes.
It's amazing how people actually really like that movie. And I will say that seems to anecdotally have changed through the years where it's already kind of going through this wave of like, oh, well, it's what was it? I guess there was a complaint was like, it's just a redo of A New Hope. And then it was like, oh, well,
it's fun.
Yeah, but like it's kind of gone through this evolution of like, oh, it kicked off this trilogy that we don't like or whatever. And now it's kind of like, oh, I really like this one, but I don't like the other 2, which makes me think in the next few years, they're gonna like, well, I like the first 2, but I don't like the third one.
And then
a couple of years later, it'll be like, oh, I like all 3 of them. But this new series from 100 years ago, don't like that one.
It's the same way that there's this now revisionist history of like everyone loves the prequels.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, it's very cool to like the prequels.
So I can flat out remember seeing Phantom Menace opening night. Seth and I, my best friend in high school, waited in line for hours in Duluth, Minnesota to be in that first 12:01 showing or whatever it was. And it was cold. And big shocker there. But I remember thinking, Darth Maul, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan, pretty cool. I'm going to take some getting used to it, but I think I like him.
Pod racing.
Now
that's
not a huge fan. But the thing I really didn't like,
midichlorians.
No, actually, that was just confusing. Like, I think that was I'm going to have to think about this. The CGI.
That's fair.
That was the number one thing I disliked about the movie. I actually didn't have a huge issue with the full, like,
writing,
story,
acting.
I mean, none of the writing's amazing in any movie.
No, it's Star Wars.
Yes,
it's science fiction.
Well, and George Lucas always said he writes it for kids. Like,
so there is a very I don't know if we've talked about this. There's a wonderful rant, and I don't go looking for it if you are sensitive to language, but Freddie Prinze Jr., who voices for Rebels, I believe, goes on a rant basically when he's doing an interview. And he goes, everyone gets really upset because these movies aren't made for them. But you liked these movies when you were a kid, but they made new movies now and they're not made for you anymore because they're made for the next generation of kids.
Yep.
And he literally goes in this whole rant where he's like, and I'm in the animated series and like, that's for kids too. And if you like it, great. But if you don't, it's not for you. And it's this, he 100% gets.
And don't knock
Star
it for
Wars.
The people that do like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point of what he goes on.
I think that should go for Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, you name it, all of that fun stuff. All right, we are going to move on along.
We're gonna stop talking about Star Wars.
We're going to be talking about it next week too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Avengers Campus, we now know, will be opening at Disneyland Paris in 2022 on July 20th. And it looks awesome.
It looks
clearly
so cool.
Much bigger than the one here in California.
They have more space.
They do have more space, but it's really been like, it's really impressive. Did you want to say something about it?
I have a question.
Fire away.
Okay. So here in California, there is like the potential of an expansion for an e-ticket. Would that happen at Avengers Campus East if there's already Rock and Roller Coaster?
I don't know.
I mean, it's not Rock and Roller Coaster anymore, but it's still Rock and Roller Coaster. You guys know what I mean?
The new one. Yeah.
The new one that has been it's Avengers Assembled something. It's like Avengers. I don't know. But it's again. Well, I mean, we also technically have an e-ticket with Mission Breakout, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
because they're keeping Tower the same. I just think the whole thing is so cool. I think the aesthetics of this land are very cool.
Flight Force. Avengers Assemble. Flight Force. See what happens when we look at our notes.
But I think they used the space in an incredibly clever way here in California because it was lack of space they were dealing with. And I think that they are doing really ridiculously cool things with the space they have at Walt Disney Studios Paris.
Yeah. Like there's more food locations. In fact, that was one of the things that really jumped out at me.
The food looks awesome.
Yeah, there's one called Stark Factory that just looks ridiculously cool. They can't see this.
Well, no. I was telling you that suit that they have, right? That middle one.
Yeah.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh, that one.
Yes.
In the Stark Factory.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the DAPs Magic article. Go look at it. It's a really cool. Nathan said it's like a Hulk Buster suit.
Yeah.
It's really rad.
It's in a movie. Yeah, it's very cool.
It's all in a movie.
The thing that I found interesting with all of the coverage that was coming out of Disney and Disneyland Paris today is everywhere they call it Avengers Campus in Disneyland Paris.
Mm-hmm. Ours is just Avengers Campus.
That's not what I'm getting at. Avengers Campus in Disneyland Paris. Which park is it in?
Walt Disney Studios Paris.
They didn't say that once.
It's because
I'm wondering.
Walt Disney Studios.
Maybe that. I'm also wondering if there's a name change on the horizon.
For Walt Disney Studios Paris?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's the same problem as Disney's Hollywood Studios is they're not studios anymore.
I was going to say, to be fair, there was the rumored name change for Disney's Hollywood Studios like 5 or so years ago.
They tested names. None of them were good.
That's true. I think what would actually work pretty well at Walt Disney Studios Paris is if they went back to Cinemagique.
Yeah, something like that.
Because that was a name that was thrown out for Disney's Hollywood Studios. I don't think it would work there.
Well, and we think it was thrown out for Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Potentially.
It could have been
was
misdirection.
It's true.
For all we know, all of those names were actually for Paris.
Potentially.
I hadn't thought of that till just now.
I think that Cinemagique would be a lot better for Paris because they had the attraction Cinemagique.
It was a great attraction. I loved that one.
With Martin Short, star of Disney Parks, because he was in Making of Me. He was in Oh Canada.
May it rest in peace.
May it rest in peace. And he was in Cinemagique, where he was on his phone. Mm-hmm. He's the real star. Like, I mean, he's coming for Chris Pratt.
Is he?
Chris Pratt's also in a bunch of theme park attractions.
Soon more. Just a couple days.
Yeah, but I'm saying that Martin Short.
Yeah,
it's coming for him.
Or is Chris Pratt coming for Martin Short, since Martin Shorts are all getting thrown away? I just realized that. Yeah. Anyway, I think Avengers Campus is going to be awesome. Check out the article and all the photos on dapsmagic.com because it really is impressive how much they've crammed in there. The meet and greet locations look cool. There's some really awesome photo pass opportunities with like cameras, like 27 cameras taking
just
pictures as you do stuff. And I just think there's so much possibility, and
I really want to go and see it just to compare, because honestly, also the other thing that we were working with Avengers Campus was not only lack of space, but working around structures that already existed. So it's tough to be a bug, all of that. Pretty much all kind of the same buildings, just reworked. So I'd be very interested to see how that translates to Paris.
Yeah. All right. Finally, as we head into Geeks Corner Plus, there is a new trailer was released for Thor: Love and Thunder. We have watched it. We loved it. What do you think?
I think it looks really rad. I still love they're playing Sweet Child of Mine. I think it's super fun. Yeah, I think the villain looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think Natalie Portman looks awesome. We were even saying that Chris Hemsworth has really good comedic timing.
He does. Like, it's one of those things that you take for granted because he's been doing it. Like, we've been seeing it for quite a few movies now. But every time we see more of it, I'm like, it comes so naturally and it's effortless.
Well, and also under the direction of Taika Waititi, he's a comedic genius, to be completely fair. I mean, What We Do in the Shadows, Our Flag Means Death, Ragnarok. He's very, very, very smart about the way he directs comedy. And so I think that he has this knack for kind of bringing together. I mean, it was even thinking of the line with Valkyrie and
the great
and Jane, where it was like, oh, should we help him? No, well, we could just watch for a while. And she's like, oh, great. And like, it's fun.
It looks fun. And yeah, I'm very curious to see what it ends up being and where it ends up pushing the MCU, because I think that will be interesting as well. And I can't wait for July to come so we can see it.
Anyway, welcome to Geeks Corner Plus. Ask us all of your questions. Tell it plus. Or just tell us that our cowboy hats are cool. Ask us things about Ghost Town Alive. Ask us things about Avengers Campus. Ask us things about
or nothing.
Star Wars. I could answer things about Star Wars. Don't ask Mr. Daps any questions though. Ask us questions about the Muppets. Or nothing. We could sit here and talk. No, so the really funny thing is, like, every time I look up on camera, I'm so overwhelmed by our amount of Muppets.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long you're gonna let them stay.
I'm not much longer, to be completely honest.
It's weird because I feel like I'm hiding behind them.
It's a very happy sight, I must say. Like,
it's a lot of color.
I love color. The world is a carousel of color. But it's a lot. And honestly, on camera, it looks like we have a lot more Muppets than we actually have in person. But how many Muppets we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Please don't do the math on how much money I spent on Muppet Wishables. Please don't.
Just a little bit.
Nobody tell me how much money I spent. It'll just make me sad.
But we have them all now.
We have them all now. That's what matters. And we know specifically that this is the Fozzie that completed the set. Because it has a little mark.
Where's the other Fozzie?
The other Fozzie's right here.
Oh, he's way over there. Okay, got it.
Look, guys. We need to get Sam Eagle a cowboy hat.
Maybe a small cowboy hat.
He would look very nice.
I bet they have him at Michael's. Poor Sam.
Look at him.
Poor Sam.
I mean, they have little tiny cowboy hats. Do you remember when Flounder had a little tiny cowboy hat? So here's a fun fact about Katie that I'm just gonna tell you guys about myself, as if you guys care. I have had a Flounder plush in my car since I have gotten my first car when I was 16. It is gone. I have now had 4 cars, which is bonkers to me.
Totally whack.
And Flounder has been in all of them. There was a period of like 2 years where Flounder had a little sparkly blue cowboy hat. That was my big yeehaw phase when I could not stop saying yeehaw.
Was it because of the hat, or was the hat because of yeehaw?
No, the hat was because of yeehaw, because our friend Megan handed me that hat at an event we were at and said, Katie, this is you. It's a sparkly blue cowboy hat. Because it was also around the time that Hopper met me for the first time when I was in my yeehaw phase. I am in her phone as Katie Starbucks.
Yeehaw.
The little cowboy like smiling emoji. Like, we said that if there was a crying like cowboy emoji, that'd be me. That is also me and my 28 packs of Muppet Lego minifigs that I had to buy to complete my set. Yes. So that is our next mission. Is we just have to,
if we can find them.
If we can find them.
They're not as accessible down here.
Been to the Lego store in downtown Disney and we
Target.
can't find them there. We've been to multiple Targets where we look for them and
2.
we can't.
Or I've been to 2.
I've been to multiple because I go to Target frequently. I am a Target Red Card member. I can't find them up at Lego minifigs. I can't find them.
So we'll see.
So if you guys could like give us the scoop on where to find, and don't say your local Target in Sacramento because we're not.
That's not going to happen. All right, Katie, we are
Unless-
running out of time. What should people do?
Just go to dapsmagic.com, check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens, subscribe to our mailing list, and find our Patreon where you could become a Daps Magic Maker. I was trying to find a clever word.
We've got a lot of new stuff up there.
Yes.
Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the videos from Star Wars Celebration that will be going up later this week, along with some other fun stuff. And actually, we got a lot of fun stuff going up on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to that too. But that is all the time that we have for you this week, so we will see you around the corner.
Bye.